Alright, this is the pipe support, figure 6-58. Here you're looking at the final product of the Multiview, the front, right, and top view. To begin this picture, start with a new drawing. I'm going to activate my construction line. It's important that you have your layer on construction line. We're going to do the horizontal first, and we're going to type the coordinates 0, 0 for the origin. We're going to press enter to end the construction line command, and we're going to do a few offsets. So we go to our offset button. Our first offset distance is going to be the total distance from top to bottom, which is the BC distance of 4. So type 4. We press click the line, and we click above it. Our next distance will be the midpoint, which is 2. So we hit enter twice to reactivate the offset command, and this time we'll type in 2. Press enter. And we're going to click up to establish our middle line. We'll press enter twice. There is a slot that is in the inside of the picture here, and it is considered to be a 1-inch hole. So if that's the case, we're going to split that in half by typing in 0.5 for your offset distance. So we press that, and we click the middle line, we click up, and we click in the downwards direction for the 0.5. So next we have the cylinder shape, which has a diameter of 2.75. So 2.75 by that in half gives you 1375. So our offset distance will be 1.375. And I'm going to click the middle line. I'm going to click in the upwards direction. Middle line, downwards direction. G is also a hole. That hole is 2.23 in diameter. So we take that number, 2.23, and we divide that in half. So our radius is 1.115. So we go back to our offset button. We type in 1.115. We click our middle line again. We click in the upwards direction. Click the middle line, downwards direction. This should conclude our height measurements. Now I'm going to end the offset command, go back to the construction line command, but this time we're going to choose the vertical style. And we're going to start with the coordinates 0, 0. I'll press enter to end the command. I'm going back to my offset command, and at this time I'm going to type my A to B distance. I'm sorry, A to D distance, which is 0.75. And I'm going to click here and outward. Press enter twice. My next offset distance will be the length of F, which is 2.25. So 2.25. And we're clicking this line and out. This should conclude our front view measurements. So to form our right side view over here, we're going to do another offset of 2 inches away. So I type 2. I'm going to click this line and click over to begin my right side view. Now my right side view from A to B distance is 8. So I'm going to type 8 for my offset, press enter, click the line, click over. So that should be how wide my right side view. My next thing is to establish my midpoint. So I'll press enter twice for my offset. The total distance is 8, so I divide that in half. So that would lead with 4. So I type 4 in my distance. I click the line and I click over to establish my middle point. The 2 slots on both sides are separated with the distance of 3.88. So using my calculator, my total distance is 8, and I subtract the 3.88 from it, which leaves me with 4.12. I divide that in half because it's on both sides, 206, and that will be my offset. So go to my offset button, 2.06 is my distance, and I'm going to click from this line over and from this line over. My next move is to establish the edge of the circles that are in those 2 slots, and that is a 0.5 offset. So I'll click on offset. I'm typing 0.5, and the 2 new lines that I made, I'm going to click it and click to the right of it, and I'm going to click the new one and click to the left of it. Next thing I will do is go back to my construction line. I'm going to create a angle style, so I'm going to click on the one that say angle. My angles will be 45 degrees. This is going to establish my minor line. My minor line will hit this intersection here, and I'll press enter. The next thing would be for every line that has hit this intersection here, you will create horizontal lines for it. So I go back to my construction line, go to horizontal, and I'm going to hit every intersection going up. So now I have all my lines established, and I can begin my picture. So I'll establish my object line layer, go to my line command, and I'm going to begin tracing my lines. So that's the first part there. My cylinder comes out to this point. We have the slot in the middle, which has lines here. Next will be my hidden line for the actual hole that goes through the cylinder from here to here. Next, I have to establish my center line, so I change it to center line, go to annotate, choose this particular style, and I'm going to click my green lines to provide that through the middle. For my right side view, again, I'm going to go back to home, switch this to my object, go to my line command, and basically I'm going to work it like this here. Okay. Next will be to form my arc in this area. So I'm going to go to my arc command, and I'm going to use the one that says start in radius. My starting point of the arc would be here. My ending point would be here. And the radius would be in the middle. Now notice my curve is going to the left. So what I want to do is hold my control button. It flips in the opposite direction, and I will release the control and click. Go back to my arc. Start in radius. Same side. Starting point here. My ending point's here. And as I go to the middle, my arc is in the right spot. So that worked out. Now the line that's in the middle here, we can get rid of these two by just selecting them and hitting the delete key for that. So next would be our circles. I'm going to use the center diameter option. My center point's here. The first diameter is 2.75. And I'm going to go back to center diameter. Choose the center point again. My next diameter is 2.23. Okay, so this time I can go ahead and proceed with my center lines. So I switch my layer to center line. I go to annotate. I can hit the center mark button and actually click the outer circle to form that one. I'll click this edge and this edge to form that one. Lastly, I need to stretch these lines. So I'll click this line here and the blue box, I'm going to bring it to that edge right here, this intersection. I do the same for the opposite side. I'll bring it to that intersection. So there's our right side view. Now for the top. To help me with the top, I need to draw some additional construction lines. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to construction. And I need to click on the vertical style. And for the vertical style, I need to add two more here and here on both sides. So you zoom in on the circles to help produce that. Now I go back to construction line, choose the horizontal style, and at those intersections I'm going to add horizontal points. Alright, so now I should be able to create my shape. So again, I'll begin with my object line layer, go to the line command, start from the top, work my way down. And again, it's just a matter of clicking points. So right here, this line, we're going to go out. To this point, we're going in the upwards direction. Here and back in. The next will be our hidden lines. Go back to the line command from this point, going all the way through to the other side. Here to the other side. I have another set of hidden lines right here. Another set here. Next would be our center line. So I go to my annotate button, hit the center line button. I'm gonna hit the two green lines to make that one in the middle. For the others, I will go back to my home and I'll just trace the line. Now I need to stretch this line. So to stretch it, I click the blue box. I'm gonna move my mouse over to the right. I'm gonna type 0.09. I'm gonna click this blue box and come over to the left, 0.09. Now it's important that you make sure your line's straight when you do this so it doesn't come out crooked. If it does, just undo it and try it again. Do the same for the top. Going across. Click the blue box, come to the left, 0.09. Do the same for the opposite side, move it to the right, type 0.09. To establish that. This completes our pipe support figure 6-58.